certainly drawing a lot of attention. A bit like a Dalek, isn't it? It exterminates as well.
Oh, yes. Fabulous.
Now, bargain hunters and vintage lovers are in for a treat today. Over 10,000 garage sales will take place around the country as part of the 6th annual Garage Sale Trail.
Millions of pre-loved items will go on sale in an event designed to bring communities together and reduce waste. For more, we're joined by the event's co-founder, Darryl Nichols. Darryl, thanks for your time today.
My pleasure.
10,000 garage sales going up this weekend. What sort of bargains are people likely to pick up?
You know what? It's a good question. There's everything from the yacht from the feature film The Great Gatsby through to there's a giant mechanical shark that featured Greg Norman teed off in the closing ceremony of the Sydney Olympics, right through to all the usual bric-a-brac you'd expect to find at a garage sale.
Really? Something as large as a yacht? So someone's got that parked in their backyard, have they?
Presumably so, up in Pittwater.
No, that's from The Great Gatsby.
Exactly right, yeah, can you believe it?
So you're seeing items that could be going for thousands, tens of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely. Millions of dollars in the past as well. We've seen things like beachside apartments, an ex-army tank. In fact, there was a reverend one year that was hosting a garage sale and offering free baptisms with every purchase. So it is a bit of fun.
So what does the average garage sale make?
So for household sales, they make an average of around $300 on the day. For group sales, like community groups, or they make around, $650, and for schools, it's around $1,500 on the day.
The question is, I guess, someone would have a bit of junk at home and thought, OK, what are we going to do with this? You can do a garage sale, but you could also put it online, Gumtree, eBay, for instance, or do as dirty as slack and just throw it on the curb for council pickup.
Absolutely.
How do you make the choice there? Why is it worth doing a garage sale?
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, the idea behind Garage Sale Trail first started in 2010 in Bondi Beach, and back then really it was just a grassroots idea to try and encourage people to try and rethink what they waste. You know, as a nation, we're the world's second largest consumers of stuff behind only the US, which means we all have lots of stuff in our garages, in our basements, in our attics. At some point, that stuff is going to end up in landfill. And the message in that first campaign was don't dump it, sell it. And yeah, we were really humbled by the outcome. I think that in answer to your question, it's probably worth just reconsidering whether that item has any value to you, and if it doesn't, then it just might have some value to somebody else.
Now, it's not just about that. It's also about bringing communities together as well, because when you're standing there for 6 hours with your neighbours either side, perhaps holding the same garage sale, there's a lovely feeling of community that you get from that.
There certainly is. We've learnt that the average person that does garage sale trial says they meet about 22 new neighbours through the day. So it does seem to provide a forum for people to have conversations with each other. You know, we live in such a busy society these days. We're all connected to our interfaces at any point throughout the day, and the simple act of sitting out the front of your house and putting what basically you own and what you represent on show does provide that nice means for conversation. And every year we're inundated with messages from people that have been involved in the garage sale trail and decluttered, made some money, but ultimately the message we seem to get back is they just had a fun day connecting with their local populace. And there was a woman last year that actually wrote to us afterwards and said, you know, I had a great day, but for her favourite thing was that now she could stop to say g'day to a neighbour when she saw her walking down the street in her old set of jeans that she sold out.
I guess it depends on the scale too. You could have individual garage sales where someone, I guess, has enough to sell, but would your advice be talk to your neighbours about it? Perhaps you can all get together and have one big one for the street.
Absolutely. I think in many ways Garage Sale Trail is a facade for a massive nationwide street party. Yeah. It does take on that kind of street carnival vibe, and getting your neighbours involved is a great way to do it. Checking the value of some of your items using something like eBay is a great way to try and price your items in the lead up to your garage sale, and really just preparing yourself for a fun day with your community.
And there's a little bit of competition that can sometimes come into it. Oh, what are you on today? What have you made? Did you ever expect that it would go international? Because this is now something that's going on near 10 Downing Street, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I can't say that we ever thought that would happen. We've been really humbled to be bestowed with probably most of the big environmental awards in Australia. And a few years back, we received a call from the people at the International Green Awards in London, and we kind of thought that was just a prank phone call, really. It's like that can't be real. We've run a garage sale trail, and they said no. When we spoke, we've been watching what you're doing. You're a finalist in our awards, and in the end, I was fortunate to go up to the ceremony, and we won this award at Museum of Natural History in Kensington, and basically opened doors in all these places you'd never think you'd find yourself, let alone talking about garage sales.
Yeah, I mean, did the Brits get it? The whole concept?
They kind of got it,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a very Aussie sort of thing to do, isn't it, really?
It totally is, but you know what was interesting was in Australia the interest in the program has been more driven through the sustainability and waste outcomes, and in the UK it was principally more about the social connectivity, because they have such big social issues with their communities. But never thought I'd find myself at number 10 Downing Street or the Royal Palace talking about garage sales, but that's life.
Yeah, absolutely. So if people are out there wanting to go and visit some of these garage sales today, how can they find out where they are and where to go?
Sure. So the simplest thing to do is just to log on to the garagesaletrail.com.au website. You can search for sales in and around your area, see what items have been listed on offer, do things like create a short list, a treasure trail of sales you'd like to check out, and yeah, be part of the fun.
And just really quickly, if I may, before you go, are there some areas where you get better bargains, better goods? I mean, would you necessarily match affluent areas with better products, or not? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it?
I think that's a really good point. Yes, absolutely. You know, I think in some of the possibly more privileged areas, you're probably going to find higher value stuff. But yeah, there's always that gold out there waiting for you somewhere. So you just got to get out there and do some hunting.
That's right. If you want that yacht, you've got to go and look for it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Darryl Nichols, co-founder of the Garage Sale Trail. Thanks very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.